Alrighty. So I'm going to dive straight in. This is a somatic, compassionate breathing meditation that I created for the book, The Blue Healer. And while somatic practices for effective grieving are so important when we lose a loved one, lose an animal, lose any loved one, they're actually profoundly helpful for all of us all the time. We in the book, I've loved writing this book because I've had the opportunity to really kind of take some time to research some of the things that I always knew were out there but hadn't really read and dove into. So there is so much recent neuroscience that is proving the experience of compassion truly is what rewires our brain. And they've studied a lot of Buddhist monks and their ability to meditate on compassion, really feel what many of us feel initially, like sadness, right? That sorrow, that like, wow, I'm so sorry they're going through that. I'm so sorry this is happening. But to allow that to be a springboard into so much love, unconditional loving, unconditional compassion, and a real warmth, a radiation from our heart center that actually we now know ignites our brain to heal itself, to rewire itself. So any trauma that we've had in our life, where we're now operating a little more out of the amygdala, the more primitive part of the brain, which is our fight, flight, freeze, fawn response, it just naturally rewires back to how we were when we were little, which is optimism and hope and just the bigness and braveness of that loving that we are. So I am going to set this meditation up a little bit. I will say that it is inspired by both my spiritual teacher. He often taught us a meditation of breathing love out of our heart chakra. Perhaps if there is one skill we could cultivate, just breathing love out of our heart chakra is just an incredible way to keep ourselves protected and filled with light. But it's also a great way to clear attachments to other people, clear the way that we're leaking energy to other people. It's kind of how would I say this? Spiritual hygiene 101. But also there is a beautiful practice that I've only recently become aware of called Tonglen. And basically it's the Buddhist practice of, on the in-breath, allowing ourselves to feel suffering, feel compassion, feel the pain for another, perhaps. And we're also going to be playing with for ourselves. So breathing in, just letting ourselves feel, right? And even as I do that, there are so many things that can come present in my life that connect me to that. There's lots of dogs that I'm aware of that are euthanized every day. There is a planet that is in pain and that we're not treating very well. There are so many people out there that really aren't being loved the way that I would love to see them loved. And so it's very easy to, on that in-breath, just feel that. Just kind of not get too lost in the thinking about it, but just feel it, because it's actually just all just love, right? Sadness, and it's actually just so beautiful. It's just a one hue of how we love. So on the in-breath, we will be breathing in, just feeling that. And then on the out breath, just radiating our love out, sending our love, truly believing that in this moment, if our loving could be made available to them, how fully would we radiate our loving, our support, just that warmth from our heart. And so like any nuanced skill, it takes time and patience and practice to develop these kinds of things, right? The first time I picked up a violin, it felt so awkward and so terrible for so long. And these kinds of intentional breathing exercises are similar, right? We'll be doing quite deep, intentional things on one breath and then swapping in the next breath. So it's actually quite a skill, quite a muscle, and it takes time to really be able to do it masterfully. But in my experience, it's incredibly worth it and incredibly powerful when we're just really fucking challenged, and either grief or confusion or anger or whatever experience we don't want is kind of on us. It's a really wonderful way to clean and clear and come back to center. So I'm not going to get too much into it. I will, with the recording next week, post some information about this breathing, but the breathing that I encourage is a belly breathing. So as we do this, the focus is on our belly rising, and it is easier to do this lying down, but it's really works very well sitting up as well. I like to have my left hand on my stomach, on my solar plexus, like kind of on my belly button, but just a little bit below my belly button, and my right hand on my heart chakra. And this really does create a bridge so that this loving that we are, this grace, this whole spirit that we are, actually does create a bridge down into our human, down into the place that that hurts and that experiences pain, such that we can be dissolving and clearing out the pain and just continuing to flood ourselves with the truth, which is this love and light that we are. And so the belly breathing, so my right hand rather kind of stays the same. I don't want my chest to be rising. I don't want it to be a very shallow, like breathing up here. I want to breathe deep down into my belly so that my diaphragm, my belly's going up and down. And we know that that's very important for activating the parasympathetic nervous system, and also just clearing out the old stale air, just really bringing a lot of oxygen up into the brain so that we can heal and rewire as effectively as we can. Alrighty, so I'll try and do this with as few words as possible while still guiding it. Let's dive in and see how we go. But as always, I am just going to call in the light briefly, but I'm going to kind of wrap this up all into one experience. So I'm going to close my eyes, and I encourage us all to close our eyes, because what a gift it is to let go of this physical world just for a time, to truly connect to ourselves, to the love, to the essence, the presence that we are within. So just feel yourself in your body, feel your bum in the chair. Just in some way, feel all of your bones stacked on one another. And we do, as we're just so connected to our beautiful human. We're here to bring in that love, that light, that whole spirit to our beautiful human. We are here to do whatever we can to relax and soften this human and all of our systems, so that we might allow more light, more love, more whole spirit into this human for clearing, release, the transmutation of any karma, negativity, imbalance, disease, the clearing of any old patterns, old stories, just any of the ways that we might be holding back and not showing up fully for the love and the joy that we are. We're here to bring in this highest good, this love, to clean and clear our human. And we do ask that only that which is for the highest good of all take place. So if it feels good for you, put your left hand on your stomach and your right hand on your spiritual heart, which is in the center of your chest. And just for a little bit, we're going to breathe naturally as I let you know that we'll be doing 9 breaths. The first 3 will be compassion for others. The second 3 will be compassion for ourselves. And the final will just be a profound experience of unconditional loving, the love that we are. So before we dive in, just let yourself be aware of, is there someone or something, a situation? Is there something going on out there in the world to another or a group that really elicits compassion in you? Yes, perhaps you feel that empathy with them, that you can feel, oh, I'm so sorry you're going through this. But in a way that also just ignites the best part of who you are, that loving, that strength, that unconditional loving and compassion for this person or situation. So just bring that to mind. Alrighty. So as a brief guide on the in-breath, we're going to be just feeling whatever emotions come up. And on the out-breath, we're going to be sending, experiencing, radiating our unconditional loving out. So let's begin. So we're going to take a deep breath inward, just feeling whatever compassion, whatever suffering we're aware of. And now radiate your loving. If it truly mattered, if it could touch those people, just radiate your loving out to them. And again, on the in-breath, connect with them. Feel that I'm so sorry you're going through this. And again, radiate your loving on the exhale, breathing out your loving. And again, breathing in, just feeling your humanity for them. And now breathing out, radiate as much love from your heart chakra as you can to them. Now we're going to do this for ourselves. On the in-breath, let yourself feel a pain, a suffering in your life. And on the out-breath, radiate loving for yourself. It can be hard at first, but you can do it. On the in-breath, again, feel whatever is uncomfortable, whatever is painful in your life. Don't think, just feel it. And now love yourself like you love others. Let that love radiate out from your heart chakra. And again, breathing in, just, oh, I'm so sorry you're going through this, beautiful Zoe, beautiful you. And breathing out your love, your support for yourself. Now we're going to breathe in with nothing, breathing in. And now, just because we can, breathing out unconditional loving, radiating it out from the heart center. Now let's breathe in that loving. Just breathe in all that loving that you've been breathing out. Breathing in, loving. And finally, breathing out, loving again, radiating it out. Yes, to yourself, but the entire world. Radiate loving from your heart chakra. And let it turn back. Feel your own loving. Let it in. Breathe that loving in. And finally, just allow the experience of who you are as love. Allow that love to radiate from your heart chakra. That is who you are. And so now we'll just return to natural breathing as you continue to allow this loving, this support, this warm energy to radiate from your heart. And we simply complete with thank you. Just thank you for showing up to do this challenging work of compassion, of choosing to be vulnerable and connected in a world that can be very cruel and painful. And just thank yourself for doing your best to use every experience that you're going through as a springboard into more love, more compassion, greater change for the life that we want and the life that we're here to share with others. So give yourself a huge, huge hug. And I will just complete by saying thank you. Thank you for being here. I love you. Have a wonderful week.